Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Off the Reins podcast. We are now on the 5th episodes of Off the Reins, and my name is Ryan Messer, and if you haven't gotten caught up yet, make sure you go check out the other 4 episodes. We've had Blake Muir from the Horsemen, we've had Jermaine Funny Man Johnson, and we even had the CEO of Shotgun Sports, Scout and Attic. So make sure you guys go back and check all those. But also, make sure you guys are following all our social handles. Make sure those notifications are on because we're posting, if not every day, every other day. Because we're at camp right now, so we don't want you guys to miss anything. So, it's only 5 weeks, less than 5 weeks away from the season opener. So, make sure you guys hit that follow button. And something else you guys need to make sure you're doing is checking out the GLD shop. They're going to bring us our Birmingham Sports Brief this week. And right now, you can get 2 chains and 2 pendants, real gold, for less than $200. I mean, you can't beat it. So if you've got an anniversary, birthday, or maybe somebody forgot Valentine's Day, just hit the link in the description and get real jewelry at unreal prices. But something else that's unreal is all the news we have in this week's Birmingham Sports Brief. We're going to start off in the NBA G League, where we've seen a lot of roster moves over the past week. Thursday we had E.J. Liddell, who played 8 total games with the Pelicans this year. He was sent back down on Wednesday, to the Squadron. Thursday was another big day as the Squadron waived guard Pavel Savkov, while adding Marko Matkovic, who played for the Pelicans Summer League team in 2023. The Croatian 2022 second-round NBA draft pick plays both center and forward. Also on Thursday, the Pelicans organization announced that they signed Malcolm Hill to a 2-way contract and Jalen Crutcher to a 10-day contract, and assigning him to the Squadron. The Squadron then went into the weekend strong, completing a 2-game series sweep over the Maine Celtics by Darren Sebrin reverse layup in the final seconds to lift Birmingham 127 to 125 on Thursday, and a double-double night for the newcomer Carlo Matvuk on Friday, completing the series sweep with a 99 to 98 victory. The Squadron are now 3-0 all-time against the Boston G League affiliate. On Saturday, the New Orleans Pelicans announced that they had recalled both Jalen Crutcher and E.J. Liddell from the Squadron, while moving both Darren Sebrin and Malcolm Hill to the Pelicans roster, all of which have been crucial pieces in the Squadron's recent success. Sunday, the squad traveled up I-22 to South Haven, Mississippi, where we saw a massive performance from Landers Nolley. The Squadron completed an amazing weekend with a 124 to 112 win over the Memphis Hustle. These wins this weekend put the Squadron at 10th in the Eastern Conference of the NBA G League. Now moving into the Southern Professional Hockey League, your Birmingham Bulls officially punched their ticket into the postseason on Friday with their first win of a 2-game series sweep over the Macon Mayhem. This team is looking strong as they're tuning their team and game to prepare for the chase of the prestigious President's Cup while still trying to finish the season out strong. On to the USL. It's kind of getting hard with the USFL, UFL, and the USL. But the Birmingham Legion had two more preseason games since we last aired. On the 17th, the Legion had a matchup with the Chattanooga Red Wolves in front of a season ticket only crowd, where the Legion was able to shut out Chattanooga 2-0. Saturday, the team headed up I-65 for a match with the Huntsville City FC, where the Legion won 2-0. This team's really starting to look good as we grow closer to the first regular season matchup in a couple weeks. We're starting to go ahead and start getting our coverage of the Birmingham Barons and the Southern League of the MILB this week. To catch everyone up that hasn't been able to follow during the off season, we know that the historic Rickwood Field is undergoing reservations as we speak and upgrades to facilitate the tribute to the Negro Leagues game on June 20th, where the San Francisco Giants will take on the St. Louis Cardinals. And the MLB is also planning to use this game as a tribute to former Birmingham Black Baron and Birmingham native legendary center fielder Willie Mays, who also played, of course, with the San Francisco Giants, who will be in this game. That week's also going to be huge in the city because 2 days prior will be the annual Rickwood Classic, where the Birmingham Barons will face the Montgomery Biscuits. Elsewhere in MILB Southern League AA, the Mississippi Braves announced last month that they will be relocating out of Pearl, Mississippi to Columbus, Georgia. The AA Southern League affiliate of the Atlanta Braves have been in the Pearl, Mississippi for 20 years this season. So we will be adding Barons news and other news from around the Southern League to the Birmingham Sports Brief weekly moving forward. So we got a new sports coverage alert. The AMA Supercross Championship Series, sponsored by Monster Energy, is coming to the Magic City on March the 9th. And Shotgun Sports will be on the ground with coverage leading up all the way to gate drop at Protective Stadium. With that being said, the riders were in Arlington this past weekend at AT&T Stadium, starting with a scary crash by the points leader, Austin Fortner, on the concrete in the early stages of the 250 class main event. Fortner was able to stand under his own power and before seeking medical attention. Hayden Deegan, son of legendary Brian Deegan, was able to finish off the win, celebrating by performing his father's signature Ghost Rider victory celebration in his first Supercross victory. In the 450 class, Cooper Webb was able to walk away with a victory after fastest qualifier Jet Lawrence had a late crash, giving up his lead, resulting in the Webb victory. Lawrence is leading the points currently, with Webb only 3 points behind and only 10 points separating the top four in the 450 series. We are super stoked to see what the riders do in Daytona before they come here to Protective Stadium. And with that, we're going to conclude the Birmingham Sports Brief. But as we transition back into talking about the Birmingham Stallions, I want to make sure you guys head over to Royal Retros. They have all kinds of throwback gear from your favorite teams from here in Magic City. Like the old Birmingham Stallions swag, the original Birmingham Bulls logo, and historic logos from the Birmingham Barons, including the Birmingham Black Barons gear. So make sure you guys hit the link in the description or put the code STAMPEDE in for 10% off your next order. Also, the Shotgun Sports Network has a major news announcement. We have a store. So make sure you guys hit the link in the description. We're going to put that in there. We've already got Shotgun Sports Network gear in there. We're about to put some Stallion Stampede and OTR gear in there as well. So make sure you guys hit that up and check it out in the description. But a lot has transpired in the world of the UFL since we were last aired. On the 15th, the league released the official game balls of the league. And they are being produced out of Dallas, Texas at Big Game USA. The league also opened up the redesigned website with the league store. The balls have a similar price point as the USFL balls that you can see right behind me, which are about $175. With the new UFL ball, it seems to be a lot better. I've got one right here. You've got it's a lot more better quality than the USFL predecessor, with a more uniform pattern around the laces here, the stitch pattern, and the leather has a much better feel with a good grip to it. So, the ball also seems slightly smaller than the one previous. Aesthetically, everybody's up in a debate on this one. You've got the UFL logo right here, and the USFL had a much larger logo, which was actually on both sides. But then you have the team logo, similar to what the USFL did last year. Then you flip it over to the next side, and you have a smaller UFL logo with the USFL conference separated with a branded border, and XFL conference. Both of these are branded in there. And then you have a printed United Football League verbiage, and then official game ball with the USA insignia right there. But overall, I think it's a much better ball than what we had last year. I really think that the grip of the ball will be a lot better, and we'll see how it does going into the season and training camp and all. So let's see if it'll help our Stallions set ourselves up for a three-peat. Also, last Wednesday, the league released the coaching staffs of the league. And, of course, Birmingham was on there. We have a few people coming back, but we have some new faces as well. Of course, Skip Holtz, he doesn't need an introduction, but because he and Zach Potter have rebuilt and loaded this team twice now. And even the executive VP of operations, Daryl Johnston, mentioned that he could never count Coach Holtz out, and that the relationship between him and Zach has done nothing but grown over the years. So Coach is really one that knows how to get down to the player level, and it's really good to see him still doing the QBs and all that. So being the quarterback coach, he set this QB room up strong going into camp. Surprisingly, we actually have 4 extremely strong quarterbacks going into camp. Personally, coming out, I think we'll see Jamar starting in Arlington on the 30th, and Coach Holtz doing what he does best by swapping him and Matt Corral out situationally. I also think we'll wind up keeping Jalen Morton as our emergency third because I'd like to see Adrian Martinez stay on, but I think uh, he'll try to test the waters in the CFL or somewhere else if he doesn't make it out of camp. I could be completely wrong, but camp just started, and we'll have to see what happens as the season opener grows closer. John Chavis is back in Birmingham this season, leading the defense and linebackers. He has done a great job with the defense, and it looks like we've got a lot of the same guys we had last year, with a few additions. I actually hope we see a lot more of Scooby Wright this year than we did last year. I know he had some issues. I think it was with his back, um, but when he was on his game 100%, he was the best we've ever seen him. So, but we also have Andre Saint Amour, which was another amazing pick this offseason from the Breakers, who I think will be amazing in this Chavis system. Philip Montgomery is one of the newcomers to the staff. This one is a kind of controversial uh, pick, as he recently was removed from the Auburn system under Coach E.5 as the offensive coordinator. But before that, he was also in the AAC for a while. So he was the OC at Houston and the head coach at Tulsa, which could be kind of where Coach Holtz got a feeling of how he runs his system. So hopefully it'll work out and will set us up good for this season. And Chris Benoit is back with the team. I think this one is extremely underrated because he's one of the guys that Coach Holtz has brought with him from La Tech. But his highlight reel has always been this past 2 seasons with Brandon Aubrey, who I love chatting with on the sidelines, and him and Colby Wadman. But we do have Chris Blewett coming from the Maulers to replace Brandon. And Coach Holtz actually said that you couldn't have a better replacement. So Daryl Johnston actually also said that he actually compared him to Tiger Woods when it comes to contrast and the power of hitting the ball comparative to how others are, other athletes. Corey Chamblin is the secondary coach this season and another newcomer to the staff, but he is no stranger to Birmingham. He was actually born and raised here, and what I think is vital for having him coaching our secondary is that he was with the Brahmas, so he knows a lot of the schemes and strategies there in the XFL side. So Coach Holtz actually mentioned about a month or so ago at the Stallion Social that he was excited to bring him and a couple other guys from the XFL system that he can use to help talk strategy. So Bill Johnson, the defensive line coach, is back after taking the same position with the XFL at the Roughnecks last season. He will be another one for Coach Holtz to have in his corner to game plan against the XFL. And Mike Jones is our receivers coach is back again. And he needs no introduction because he's done an amazing job with last 2 years with these guys. And he's got a packed roster going into camp with a lot of guys coming back like Marlon Williams, Deion Kane, Victor Bolden, And we also have a couple new guys like Slade Bolden from Alabama and Chris Lacey coming in. The offensive line coach David DeGuerro the last newcomer to the team. He had a long stint in the NFL, including being a part of two Super Bowl winning teams in the Giants and the Patriots. He was also with Coach Holtz on his last season at La Tech as well. And Derek Riley is back for another season as the assistant secondary coach. Riley is notably the safety coach from the UAB Blazers before joining Coach Holtz when they came to Birmingham the first season. But overall, I think this coaching staff is really solid, and everybody brings something strong to the table. And I think that not only the rosters, but this, like I said, this coaching staff is going to be really strong in building this team while we're in camp and being able to filter out the best of the best, because they're going into camp with like 75 and coming out with 50. So they've got to cut their uh, roster by a third. So it's kind of crazy that how everything's going on right now. But I think that once camp winds up winding down, we'll see a much stronger product on not only the Stallion side, not only the USFL side, and not only the XFL side, but the entire league as a whole. I think will be a lot stronger with all these moves. Also, single game tickets opened up to the public on Thursday. So make sure you go and get your tickets for the away games. And make sure you give our guys a home field advantage even on the road. Because I really think we might be able to do it in Memphis. Because if we just get the tickets and head up a couple hours up I-22 to Memphis, I think we can really bring a little bit of Birmingham to Memphis to make sure that our guys have a strong fighting chance there at the Liberty Bowl. And lastly, players officially reported to Arlington on Saturday. The UFL did a lot of work on the coverage and getting involved on the social platforms, trying to get everybody coming in with all the different teams and players. So it's kind of awesome to see everyone getting back together. We saw DeMarcus Gates registering. He was, of course, had his toothpick in, chewing on it, and then I think they showed a shot of Jamar. He was checking out some of the new cleats and the gear that they're getting, and he was really excited. A lot of players were excited that they're going to Under Armour this year. So it's going to be, I know he had actually posted on X back during the merger, so that was one of the big things that the players were wanting and made known during the merger negotiations that they wanted Under Armour gear and equipment. But make sure you guys are following, because we're trying to stay up on top of everything that's going on in Arlington right now and bring you the latest there is to have. We're going to also have some giveaways coming up. So, like I said, stay tuned and make sure that we actually also have Instagram now. So, make sure you're following us on all our platforms so you don't miss anything. So, as for me, my name's Ryan Messer. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next week, because remember, we're going to every week now that we're at camp. So, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.